Devonte says he doesn't know what the future holds. And in my head, I'm like, yes, you do. Devonte, stop fucking around. Yes, you do. Whatever Devonte's seeing in his future, guys, best believe Brittany's not in that future that he can foresee, okay? He thinks he's joking. In reality, she's never gonna see this guy again. Guys, you can't make this shit up. As women in general, we have to pray against the spirit of delusion and desperation. This moment with Ashley was 100% planned and orchestrated. Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I will be talking about Love is Blind, episode 12. So this was the episode where we had the weddings. So this episode starts and we continue with the wedding for Mike and Emma. Emma already said yes. So Mike basically starts out by saying, I do. And then he's like, I do love you, but that he can't say yes because he's not 100% sure that Emma wants to have children. And when I heard him say this, the only thing I could think was, is this not something that you knew about in the pods? How did we get to the altar? And the thing that you were worried about in the pod is the reason that you say no now. Like, this couple has just played in our face all season. I don't know how they even made it to episode 12. Like, that in and of itself is crazy. He did not need to have Emma's entire family and friends there to say, like, I'm saying no to you because you're not sure about children. Like, this is something that they knew about episode 1, 2, 3. Like, this shit is crazy. I'm like, why have you wasted our time? So we see Emma telling her mom she couldn't say no to him because she loves him. And in my mind, I'm like, Emma, like, this isn't about love or not loving someone. Like, this is about a fundamental, like, disagreement on children, which, like, is a big deal. It's like a compatibility problem, right? Like, I'm confused because Emma's talking about love, but I'm like, this is about compatibility. You guys are not compatible when it comes to children, which is like a huge deal, you know? So sometimes I'm like, I don't really know what planet Emma lives on. Like, this is not about love. Like, it's about something else. Like, it's not about that. So I didn't really know what she meant by that. But yeah, this couple's played in our face, so I'm not even going to talk about them anymore. Let's just go ahead and move on. So we get to Amber and Jordan's wedding day, and we see Amber saying her daughter did like a magic show for Jordan. So it seems like Jordan and her daughter Emma have gotten along pretty well. Amber says she feels confident in her decision already, and you know, that she's like ready for this moment. We see Jordan and he's talking to his family before the wedding. He's letting them know that he did get to meet Amber's daughter and that at first she was apprehensive, but then she kind of warmed up to him. So we can see Jordan's family is really happy to hear this. And Jordan mentions that he doesn't want to move to Mount Vernon. So Mount Vernon is where Amber has her home. And I believe that's also the area that Emma goes to school in as well. And we see Jordan basically say that he wants to live somewhere where he can go to concerts, bars, sporting events. And guys, tell me if you think I'm crazy, but part of me was just like, to me, Jordan was being a little selfish. Like, I get that, like, you have your life where you want to be closer to the city and be able to do certain activities, but you're getting married, so there has to be a level of compromising. And I feel like he should also be moving out of a stage in his life where he's trying to prioritize being around entertainment. I feel like you kind of eventually grow out of those things. Let me know if you guys think I'm wrong, but part of me was just kind of like, you know, Jordan, like you're getting married and then you're getting married to someone who also has a kid. So at the end of the day, it's not always going to be like about what he wants to do and all the events and things that he wants to be around. We see one of his family members, I'm not sure if it was his mom, basically mentioned that Jordan has got to learn to compromise. You know, that's a big part of marriage. And when he was talking about this whole thing with Mount Vernon, I just didn't hear any compromise in that. You know, Jordan was very much just like, yeah, I'm not moving there because I want to be around all these other things. So I don't know. But in my mind, I'm like, they need to come to some kind of agreement on that, because I think that it's probably better to prioritize like the fact that, for one, Amber owns a house in Mount Vernon, right? Jordan doesn't own a house. And two, her daughter goes to school there. So I feel like that should kind of take precedent over any of the things he wants to do, in my opinion. But Yeah, it's tough because I know that this is also part of the reason why it's tricky also dating someone that has kids, because what you find is that a lot of times whatever they have set up with their kid takes precedent over like your wishes, which is something that can be hard for people to easy. So we get to the wedding ceremony. Amber looked great. Her hair, I don't know about you guys, but I was like, what is this hair? Like, her hair looked like she was from like the 70s. And I don't know if that was the vibe she was going for, but I was like, okay, this is interesting. I mean, I think I would have definitely done my hair different for my wedding day, but Amber looked great. It's fine. So, okay, we get to see Emma's daughter and she is adorable. I was like, oh my gosh. She was also the flower girl for the wedding. Okay, so Amber basically says yes at the altar, which I wasn't really surprised about. I was like, okay, this is good. And Jordan ends up saying yes as well. What surprised me is I expected Jordan and Amber to both say yes, but the minute Jordan said yes, his family's mouth almost dropped, like their jaw dropped to the floor. I was like, why are they surprised that this guy said yes? Like, that shocked me. And I was hearing that supposedly Jordan was planning to say no, or that maybe both of them were planning to say no. So when Jordan said yes, his family was just like, I just don't understand why they were that surprised. Like, it was giving like Jordan told his family he was going to say no and then got up there and like switched the script and they were all like, what the hell is happening? So that kind of surprised me. Yeah. And then they showed Emma's daughter after the ceremony. She was like sitting at the front and she looked like she was about like tearing up, like about to cry. And I don't know why, guys, but that almost made me emotional because I was just like, I can't imagine what it's like for Amber's daughter, you know, or any kid going through this kind of process. Because Love is Blind is so sped up, I used to think that there was no issue with having like people that have kids being a part of this experiment. But I've actually kind of changed my opinion on that a little bit. I think that this process is like just way too fast for somebody that has children. Seeing Amber's daughter Emma get so emotional, it made me realize that it's like a huge change for a kid in that situation. Like, Jordan has only known Amber for like, what, 2 months? Like, this process is so sped up to think that you're then going to just get married. Like, it to me, like, the change is just too much, especially for somebody that has children. So as of now, I kind of stand by, I don't really think somebody that has kids should be coming on Love is Blind. Like, I don't, something about it just doesn't sit well with me. I feel like when you have a child, you really have to give yourself time to get to know someone. And I just don't think you have enough time in this environment. So yeah, that really like kind of made me emotional because I was like, I can't even imagine what Amber's daughter is feeling in this moment. I mean, she met Jordan like what, a week ago? Like, it's a lot for like a little kid to go through, you know, it's hard. But long story short, I'm really glad Jordan and Amber said yes. I have a lot of hopes for this couple. I hope they don't disappoint. So I was really happy for them. Like, they were all celebrating like as a family, like Amber's daughter, Amber and Jordan. So it was really nice to see that. Okay, so let's move right along. Then we go to Britney and Devonte. And we don't see them getting ready for a wedding. So I'm like, what's going on? So we see Britney is basically saying to the cameras that today was supposed to be her wedding day, but it's not. Britney mentions that her family is coming in town, or she had family coming in town, and that she also knows how much her parents also wanted her to be married. Devonte says he basically can't, you know, walk down the aisle with so much self-doubt. You know, he just can't go to the altar. Like, he's not ready. Britney says she can basically see her life with Devonte. Like, she's ready, you know? And Devonte says he just can't get married right now. Like, he just can't. He's not ready. So Britney says even though he can't get married right now, it doesn't mean that he won't be able to eventually. So Brittany is basically saying that even though Devonte can't walk down the aisle now, eventually he might be able to walk down that aisle. The desperation and delusion, guys. I don't even know. So Brittany then says she feels like they're still together, but that they're taking a pause on when they're actually going to get married. So Brittany says that to her, this isn't the end of the road. This is just a bump in the road, but it's not the end of the road for Brittany. It's just a bump in the road. Guys. Brittany even mentions that she was willing to even compromise on this prenup stuff because she knows that was something that was really big for Devonte. We see Brittany then telling the cameras their story is not over. Whether it's marriage now, marriage later. So Brittany's saying this is not the end. That even though they're not getting married now, they could be getting married later. Brittany then says, to Devonte, where do we go from here? Devonte says he doesn't know what the future holds. And in my head, I'm like, yes, you do. Devonte, stop fucking around. Yes, you do. Whatever Devonte's seeing in his future, guys, best believe Brittany's not in that future that he can foresee, okay? He's lying. So Devonte says he was stunned. Brittany had already brought a dress. And he kind of alludes to the fact that hearing that Brittany brought a dress was kind of alarming because even Devonte is now picking up on the fact that Brittany just wanted to be married. That it's not even about Devonte at all. It's not about him. It's about Brittany, and it's about the fact that she wants to be married, and it's about the fact that her family and friends want her to be married. That's all that matters. So Devonte is also realizing this girl was ready to get married to anybody. So then Devonte says that Brittany clings on to him and that she's like a shadow to him. Devonte says he has to go. Brittany basically leans in for a kiss. They end up kissing. Then Devonte says to Brittany, he will be in touch. And Brittany laughs it off haha, she thinks he's joking. In reality, she's never going to see this guy again. Guys, you can't make this shit up. So all I have to say, because Brittany is already being dragged on the internet, so I don't want to add too much to the dragging because we already know Brittany's just beyond delusional. But as women in general, we have to pray against the spirit of delusion and desperation, okay? Brittany needs to seek help, guys. I'm so sorry. And any woman listening to this, specifically in the ages of being in their 30s, you should not act out of desperation to get married to anyone. What's so funny about Brittany is she bought this dress, right? And in her mind, buying the wedding dress before going on this experiment was her way of manifesting, right? She was like, I'm going to get the dress because this is what I want. There's nothing wrong with that. The issues is you can't just do this with anyone. If Brittany and Devonte had walked down that aisle and both of them had said yes, Brittany would have been divorced by the reunion, guys. Mark my words. They would have been separated by the reunion. And then Brittany would have been back to square one, being single. So I really don't understand this spirit of desperation and delusion because all it will lead you to, it won't lead you where you want to go. If Brittany had gotten married and gotten the wedding she wanted, she would be separated or divorced today. Back to being single, back to square one. It's crazy. So at the end of the day, you can't force these things, and I don't really understand, Brittany's, I think she's 32 when this was being filmed. Brittany, baby, you have time. You have time, okay? Chill out because this guy does not like you at all. And the fact that you were willing to go with a guy that you had to beg to call you pretty and barely even gave you attention, you need to seek therapy. Because I don't understand why you don't think you deserve better. Everyone watching is thinking, Brittany, girl, you deserve better. But I don't know if Brittany knows that she deserves better. And that's a problem. So Brittany needs to seek therapy. I love Brittany, but she needs to seek some help and really not date after this whole experiment. Because something is really, really not right. As Devonte is basically trying to run away, Brittany is oh, but this isn't the end of the road. There's still time. Girl, this man does not like you. Like, time for what? I actually can't. So yeah, it's too much. I'm gonna play this TikTok though from a girl from the podcast Reality Receipts, because she really went in and just, explained this so well. So I'm just gonna play this really quickly, and then we're gonna move on to the next couple.
Girl, my back could see that this man was not going to marry you. I was trying to go easy on you because you are a sister of color, but girl, I can't take it no more. You big thirsty, big desperate. This man was never going to marry you. You guys were never going to have a wedding. You guys are having two very different conversations here. You just want to be married by any means necessary. You're so desperate. Girl, you are so desperate. Like, he's my best friend. He's the love of my life. Like, where? In this conversation, she went from saying, I see myself 100% marrying him to 99%. Like, she was unsure that it was just dwindling down. And I just know after Devonte walked out of that door with all his motherfucking bags, not a single bag left in sight, he never talked to this girl again. She left that conversation fully thinking that they were still getting married, and he left that conversation like, I am never seeing this girl again. He's literally saying, I can't do it. I can't get married right now. And she's like, time will tell, right? Yeah, like, time will tell. Oh, like, but we're still together, right? Like, no, but like, we're still engaged, right? Like, we are still engaged and going to get married one day, just not today. And he's like, yeah. This man does not like you. You asked him, where are we going from here? And he said, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not dating just to date. If I want to be engaged, I want to make sure it's going to lead to a marriage. I still have doubts. I don't know what the future holds. Like, his answer to where do we go from here was like, I don't know. And she's like, yeah, but we're still together. And he's like, not once in this conversation did he say that they were moving forward. He just clearly stated his doubts, his concerns. The man literally ended the conversation with saying, we'll be in touch. Like, we'll be in touch. And the thing is that she thinks he's joking, right? She thinks that this is like his funny personality. Like, he's just joking. And I get it. He's like nervously laughing after, but like, we'll be in touch to somebody that's supposed to be your fiance is like, I get why it's a joke to her, because it's like, of course we'll be in touch. Like, he's so cute, he's so quirky, but in his mind, he's like, we'll be in touch. Yeah, sure. Block. Devontae's annoying. Y'all know I've been on his ass this entire season, but sometimes we've got to take accountability, ladies. Like, this man is making it so clear that he doesn't F with you. He doesn't compliment you. He doesn't say anything nice to you. He rags on you any chance he gets. He's never dated a woman of color, and I know that at this point she doesn't know that, but everything else is clear. Shit, she don't even need to know that at this point. And he looks down when he talks to you, never makes eye contact with you, doesn't touch you, doesn't snuggle with you, and yet somehow you still think that this is your best friend and your soulmate and the love of your life, and you just know 100% sure that you're going to marry him. Girl, you're embarrassing yourself at this point. Devonte is right about one thing. She was getting married regardless, okay? She was coming out of there with something, okay? Because even if they went to the altar, I don't know what made her think that they were getting married. Like, it was always a no. You was just going to get embarrassed in front of your entire family versus on this couch. Now, breaking up with her the day of the wedding, crazy work. You couldn't have did it the day before. You couldn't have done it last week before all her family came into town. You hear him tell the camera, I don't want to drag it down the road if it's not going to work out. That's him ending it. Like, he basically says she's clingy, she's a shadow, she wants to go with me to put my shirt on. Now, I don't believe you, Devonte. I don't believe you. I believe that any ounce of attention she wanted, you blew it out of proportion and made it seem like she was just like on your nuts because she wanted any ounce of attention and you just weird like that. But I also think that she's desperate. Okay, I just think she wants to be married. She just it don't matter to who, just anybody. Anyone? Is anyone out there want to get married to a bad bitch? Oh my God. And when she was like, I have moments of feeling naive, like maybe my feelings are stronger for him. Duh. Oh my God. She has the fucking intuition and the motherfucking discernment of a flea. Like, now I'm starting to think, like, I've had moments where I think, like, is this why I haven't met your mom? This is exactly why you haven't met his mom. You think that he was going to let a colored girl meet his white mama? Girl, get a damn clue. This was just not a good look for Brittany. She went outside. She couldn't catch a clue. She couldn't take a hint. They were having two different conversations. Like, she just was not getting the point.
So the next couple we have is Alex and Ashley. So we see Ashley getting ready for the wedding, and once again, she's saying that she's always been second best, and she's really happy that Alex basically chose her. So in my head, I'm like, okay, Ashley, we know you just want to be chosen. She says she lived a very stable life and that Alex really didn't have that stability. So, you know, she thinks that that's something that makes Alex kind of like special in a way. And in my head, I'm like, special or a liar? But okay, I guess we can use the word special. So Alex is telling his friends he's not nervous. Okay, Alex, Mr. Calm, cool, and collected. And he's basically talking about soccer again. Guys, I'm so tired. Like, Alex will not let this soccer shit go. He's basically talking about how his wedding day is in comparison to like a soccer game. Alex is basically talking to his friends. The only thing going through my mind, guys, was liars have friends. Like, I was literally thinking, have they all just gotten over the fact that he's a liar? Like, how does that work? Like, how do liars have friends? Like, I don't get it. I'm like, how does that work? Are they all just aware that he's a liar and they're just like, that's just how Alex is? Let me know how that works, guys, because I was like, who are these friends? Maybe these are paid actors. Maybe Alex paid these people, because friends, like the way this man lies, I don't understand. Okay, so we get to the altar. Alex says his vows. Ashley says her vows. They were very underwhelming, very short. Like, there was no feeling in even what they were saying. I was like, oh my God. Before Alex could answer whether he wants to say yes or no to Ashley, Ashley literally cuts him off. And she basically says she knows his answer and that he's not choosing her. She says she is not choosing him either. She then says that after leaving the pods, there was no effort, intimacy, or questions that Alex asked her. She says in the apartment, they were more like roommates instead of like, you know, romantic partners. She says his stories didn't add up and that lying to her is a non-negotiable. She says she used to ignore red flags in the past, but not anymore. She says she is proud of the woman she is today and that she deserves better. I was like, God damn, I did not expect this, guys. So Alex says he disagrees about the integrity. He says the feelings are mutual in terms of him not wanting to continue things with Ashley. Ashley then says saying no to him today is a win. God damn, guys. Like, Ashley went in on this man. I was like, did you really have to say all this? So Ashley left and you see her dad basically walking her out after she's leaving the altar. And in my head, I'm like, these Trumpies, they don't play, do they? So terrible. But what I wanted to say really was, I just want you guys to know that this moment with Ashley was 100% planned and orchestrated. I saw a TikTok, which I'm going to play parts of it, saying that Alex and Ashley both knew they were going to say no.
So Alex had actually met with Ashley the day before their wedding to let her know that he was going to say no at the altar and not blindside her. Shout out to my girl Bits of Banter, who pointed out that Alex and Ashley both did an interview with Tudum by Netflix. So Alex told Tudum, so what people don't know is that I had a conversation with Ashley off camera the day before the wedding. I was like, hey, we didn't get there, but I thank you for being my partner through this. I really didn't want her to get blindsided. It was a quick conversation met with an okay, I respect that from her. And that was that. I was going into the ceremony thinking we were going to politely just be like, hey, it wasn't it.
Like, Alex told Ashley already before the wedding that he was planning to say no. So Ashley literally planned this whole speech, right? Where she's like, I deserve better. You're a liar. Lying is a non-negotiable, to have like this mic drop moment. Like, she wanted her moment, okay? Her TV moment. It's very, very obvious. And quite frankly, she was really mean. Like, don't get me wrong. Alex is a liar. I get it. But something about the fact that her like planning to say all this to him at the wedding, and I'm sorry, but like, it's not hitting the way it was supposed to hit. Let me know if it hit for you guys, but it didn't hit for me. I was just like, Ashley, honey, like, you could have left after all the lying. You could have left after all the lying in the McDonald's that you guys were eating, that he was ordering you. Like, you didn't have to walk down this aisle to do this speech. Like, it was very unnecessary to even take us through this entire journey. Like, in my opinion, the most empowering thing for Ashley to have done would have been to call him out on his lies when he was lying to her in 4K throughout this entire season and say she was done. That would have been more empowering, more of a sense of woman empowerment. Yeah, I deserve better. But doing this at the altar after knowing Alex was going to say no, something about this was just giving like, Ashley really wanted that airtime, guys. Like, and I wasn't feeling it personally. Like, it didn't hit for me, okay, at all. Let me know if it hit for you guys, but I didn't really like it. I was like, you definitely could have done this before walking down this damn aisle. Like, come on now. Like, I don't get it. Alex's mom was clearly very disappointed. You know, her jaw dropped when Ashley was saying all the things she was saying. Specifically, the part about Alex being a liar. You see Alex's mom saying, oh, he's not a liar. And in my head, I'm like, come on now. We all know this man is a liar. But I understand, you know, this is Alex's mom, so she's got to defend him. But in my mind, I'm like, you don't have to pretend like your son isn't a liar. Like, he is a liar. So I don't even know why she was pretending to be upset by that. We see Ashley after the ceremony is over. And she's basically saying that she doesn't care that she called out his integrity in front of his friends and family. She basically calls Alex a loser and says he didn't love or even like her, and that he just kept saying that she wasn't his type. So in my mind, I'm like, guys, like, Ashley was always going to say no. And in my opinion, the only reason that she kind of dragged this along and didn't end the relationship was because she wanted airtime. Like, that, to me, there, like, what else could it have been? Because there were so many instances where she could have left Alex and she didn't leave. So I'm like, girl, you really wanted that airtime. Like, she wanted that mic drop moment at the wedding ceremony and then walk off with her dad. Like, girl, what are you doing? Like, I don't know. So I don't really understand what the whole point of this was. That's that. So yeah, that was a no for Alex and Ashley. Okay, then we get to Christine and Vic, and Christine is basically talking about how much she loves Vic and the characteristics about him that she likes. And the first thing that came to my mind was, wow, you see how Christine can actually name things about Vic that she likes? Normally, what some of the other couples have done this season, like Brie, for example, is she'll say things like, oh, I just love how Connor loves me. But she never said anything about Connor that she actually liked. Okay. Christine is naming characteristics. She's naming things about Vic, his character, how he treats other people. All these things about this man that she likes. This is what you call a real relationship. People need to take notes. Like, this is when you know you actually have feelings for someone. When you can have reference for their character, who they are, and you can name the things about them that you like. Okay, so she says she feels calm and confident. So we see that Christine gets to meet Vic's mom and sister for the first time. They seem really lovely, and they said Vic is definitely very happy with Christine. The sister says Vic is an introvert, so she wouldn't have thought that he would have done something like this. I could definitely see Vic being an introvert. And then we see Vic's sister say she felt relief when meeting Christine and actually really liked her. And, you know, Vic's mom and sister both said that they were nervous, but after meeting Christine, their nerves subsided. So in my mind, I'm like, you can tell that they really, really took to her well. And I completely understand why. Like, Christine just seems so warm and kind, and just like she's like a good, genuine person. And in my mind, I'm like, this is refreshing, because this season has been filled with ridiculous people with bad character, bad morals, issues. So seeing Christine and Vic, I'm like, this is a refreshing way to end this episode. So we got to see Vic's friends, and I don't think I saw Vic smile this whole season as much as he did when his friends showed up. I was like, okay, Vic has a personality. Unfortunately, Netflix just hasn't been showing it. Like, these people don't seem as boring as they were, you know, making out to be this entire season. We see Vic and his friends, and they're like doing the electric slide and like dancing. And I'm like, okay, like, this is the most, you know, enthusiasm, anything I've seen of Vic's personality since this whole season. It's kind of sad. I'm like, why haven't they shown more of this couple? So we already know what happens. These two end up saying yes. And I thought that this was a really good way to end this episode because this episode was very underwhelming. So I was happy that they ended it like this. Then we get to see like a reunion teaser. And we basically see Chris saying that he's not proud of a lot of those moments in this teaser. And Chris looks very different, guys. I was like, who the hell is this? Like, his hair is longer. In my mind, I'm like, he looks better than he did on the show. I was like, man, these comments about him being a goblin, leprechaun, elf, it must have got to him because he looks so different. I was like, okay. Okay, then we see Amber and it looks like she like storms out because she's like angry. So I don't know what's going on there. I really hope Amber and Jordan are still together. Like, guys, I really hope so. I don't know what that was about. I'm excited for this reunion. I feel like it will be a much juicier thing to watch than this wedding episode was. Like, I didn't really like this episode, guys. But yeah, so stay tuned. I will definitely be reviewing the reunion next week. Once again, if you guys made it this far, you are a real one. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.